Okay. We're getting better at this. We're getting better at this. Yay! I'm live. All right, I'm actually going to turn that off and turn that off so no one will call on my phone while we're doing this. And take off my extra pair of headphones. I always feel like I'm wearing two pairs of headphones all day long, which is so silly. Shh, shh, shh. Okay, I've got all the dogs off my desk. I had a kitten on my desk. Riley's been sleeping on my desk all afternoon, which is fine, except that he likes to sleep right here. And so when you're trying to use a computer, it's a little bit challenging to have a kitten right there. So we'll just wait another minute to have some more, see if some more people are going to join us. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm super happy that I'm learning how to be on Facebook and Instagram at the same time. Look at me, learning and growing every day. So I'm so happy to be with you. I have to say before I forget, and I will say this probably a couple more times, there will likely there will not be hi Maria. It is very likely there will not be a video next Monday because of the Jewish holy day of Yom Kippur. Is Sunday night and Monday, and so likely there will not be anything going on Monday as we will be dealing with family things and religious things all through the day. So I will try to find another place. Anytime we miss a Monday, I try to find another place where I can come back live and visit with you. If possible, I will try and go live on Sunday beforehand, so we'll have that opportunity. Hi, Doris. Hi. So, but my apologies. The Jewish holidays, they move around, and this year it falls on a Monday. So that's what it is. Okay, I don't usually take any, days off as far as like Martin Luther King Day or Labor Day where I had a migraine. That was different. But for this, got to do it. So we'll see what we can do for making it up to you. So in the meanwhile, I want to remind you that we have still many many planets in retrograde. So, and I'm not sure about you all, but this Mars in retrograde has really been kind of kicking my butt. Although this new moon in Virgo, that was just a couple of days ago, it was just on Friday, has just been lovely. And the energy from the new moon in Virgo, which is all about speaking your truth and releasing relationships that don't serve. And, oh, here we are. Said kitten, this is Riley. And releasing those things, it has really helped, at least for me, it has helped to clarify things, some certain things, and to really be embracing this time of, you can't hear me. Oh no, you can't hear me? Monica can't hear me? Is that you, Monica, or is that me, Monica? Somebody on Facebook, tell me if you can hear me. Oh no, I'm so happy to see you, Monica. But we must be able to hear. Is it me? I hope it's not me. I'm assuming that we can hear me because otherwise somebody would have said that my lips are moving. It's like a bad kung fu movie, action movie. Okay, so somebody let me know if I'm just talking to myself or if I am. Yay! Thank you. Piti, am I saying that right? Please tell me if I'm saying it right. If I'm saying it wrong, I never want to mispronounce someone's name. I feel it's terribly disrespectful. Yay! Okay, Monica, I'm not sure what the deal is on your end, but I love you. I want you to be able to hear me. So, okay, so the new moon in Virgo, relationships, speaking our truth, right? Clearing the throat chakra and moving ourselves away from social norms. And that is so, PT, thank you very much. Thank you. Welcome, PT. It is so important that we are moving ourselves away from social norms so that we are standing in our truth, standing in who we came here to be, rather than standing in what society expects from us. Thanks, Maria. And I think so often we are raised in that. This is what society expects. Yay, Monica! This is what society expects for us, just to fit into certain boxes. Can you, make the dinner? Can you raise the children? Can you balance the checkbook? Can you be the breadwinner? Can you kill the bugs? Whatever it is, that is the societal box that you are expected to stand in. If that's not your box, then recycle that thing. Okay, if it's not your box, get out. And I think that is just something really, really important, and so brought to visualization and to the front of our reality. And looking at Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and I'm not going political, but I do want to say here is a very tiny. I hugged the cat, and I have cat hair in my eyelashes. So here we have a tiny, tiny human body. This tiny little woman who was a mountain of a person. Hi. She was a mountain, a giant of a person who changed the world and changed our country. And she did not fit into boxes. She absolutely built her own box. And she was a scholar and so intelligent. And she said what she thought. And she stood up to giants among men. And she stood up, and she stood up for what she believed was right, and she let her voice, she was as big as truth, and she let her voice be heard, even from a tiny little body. And I think that it is so important that we step into our truth of who we want to be and who we came here to be and who we are. And so if you are feeling like you need to have, and these are not necessarily easy conversations to have, but when we have those people that put expectations on us, and we need to address that may be a challenging conversation. However, one of the things that I have realized is so much of those expectations are not actually being put on us by others. They're being put on us by ourselves and our perceived notion of what is that expectation. I perceive an expectation from my spouse, and when I address that with him, he says, yeah, I don't feel that way. That's coming from you. And so it is so important, as we are looking at who we are and who we want to be, that we're also looking at what expectation do I perceive coming from this relationship on me, and how much of that is really coming from me, and how much of that is coming really from that other person. So those conversations may not be as challenging as we may think, because those conversations may actually need to happen with ourselves. And that's something that's so important to understand. Hi from Australia. Hi, welcome Priscilla, welcome Lisa. So that's something that's really important, is to take a look at, where am I feeling pressured? Where am I feeling squeezed by the expectations of relationships around me? And is that coming from me? Am I putting that on the relationship, or is that coming from somewhere else? And if it's coming from somewhere else, if it really is coming from that other person, then we want to really look at that relationship and say, where is the boundary? Where is the balance? And this is something that someone else had asked me about before, about how do I stop people from constantly unloading all of their stuff on me, that an expectation has been created where I am the dumping ground, and I or you, that we are the dumping ground, especially if you're an empath. Empaths, we are so often, we have this warm and loving and hugging and generous energy, and we share that with people so willingly, and people just immediately come to the place where they want to tell you their life story, and they want to tell you all of the stuff that's going on with them, and all of their problems and all of their whatevers, and to be able to say enough, This is not there's a boundary there. And so how do we set those boundaries? And so part of that is because the question was asked, when will I stop being that place where everyone just vomits their stuff all over? And the answer really is when you decide that you've had enough and you don't want to be that person anymore, and you don't want to hold that space, then you won't be. And so as we start, then we have empath for sure. And as we start that, it's uncomfortable. It is very uncomfortable for empaths especially, and also for women. It's very uncomfortable for us to say, I'm not holding that space. I don't want to be that thing for you. But as an empath especially, and especially right now, because globally there is so much dramatic energy shifting. Stuff is like, I don't know if you've ever been to Yellowstone National Park here in the United States, in Wyoming, and parts of it are also in Arizona, and it's just the most magnificent topography, and it's a beautiful landscape, and it is like nothing else on the planet. But you can literally see this stuff bubbling up from the sulfur and the hot pits, and all of this stuff is bubbling up from our earth in this one place where the geography and the ground looks like nowhere else. And if you've never been there, and if you live in another country, Google it, because it's so incredible. The animals and the wildlife and the landscape. But all this stuff is bubbling off, and it sends off energy in those bubbles, and it draws people from all over the world to see this magnificence. But that's what we do. We bubble up our energy, and we let these things, these little thought forms and bubbles and energy that comes off of us, and it draws other people to us as the warm, comfortable, secure place to be. If you are shopping in the store for sheets or a new bed covering or something, and you see the thing that looks the most squishy and yummy, and it's your colors, and you just want to go and climb into it because it calls to you. And that's what we do as empaths. We send out that energetic response that literally calls to people and says, hey, this is the place you want to snuggle up to. And when we choose to either shift that energetic resonance or set up a boundary that says, I'm not your display place bed, okay? And we don't have to be mean or rude to do it, but we can simply say, I am not that person. Now, we have friends. So I have a girlfriend who was really needed to vent, and I sent her a text. I said, I am here. If you want to talk, I will hold that space for you. You are my friend. I am choosing to open that door. But total strangers don't do that with me anymore, and they did for a long time, and I know it's just like getting the life sucked out of you. So we choose consciously who we want to open those doors to and who we don't. And so the thing that we want to say to people, and the first thing we want to do, is make sure that we understand this is not a failing of ours, and this is not something where we are not enough, that we are not holding space for some total stranger, or even for someone that we know that we just don't choose to hold that space for. I love lots of people in my life. I'm trying to think of an example I could use. But there are certain people that I'm just not willing to hold the space for. And even with my clients, when they start talking, and sometimes people book me, and it seems like all they want to do is have me hold that space. But that's not what I'm there for. And so I bring people back to these 3 questions that I've taught for years and years. Is this my problem? Okay, whatever it is that people are fussing about, or they want to talk to me about, is this my problem? Do I have the power to fix this? Do I have the power? Can I fix it? Okay, so if it's not mine, it's not mine. And so they can talk, and I may, if I'm holding that space, I will be present in that moment. But if I'm not, it's not mine, and I don't need to hold that space, I'm like, I am so sorry that you're dealing with that. I have every confidence in the world you are going to get that worked out, and I will be sending love and light your way. And that is it. Because no and I'm sorry are complete sentences. I am so sorry that is happening for you. I don't need to offer an explanation. I do not need to fix it. I do not need to do anything other than say, I am really sorry that is happening for you. I am sending you love and light. Can I help you? No, I'm so sorry I can't. I may not even say I'm so sorry I can't, because I may not be sorry I can't. If you wanted me to pull weeds in your yard, I may not be sorry that I can't do that. I will just say, I can't help with that. Can't help with that. No, I'm not available for that. I'm not available for that is so powerful, because you don't need an explanation. You do not owe anybody an explanation for how you choose to spend your time and your precious energy. I'm so sorry you're going through that. That is not my problem. That's the perfidy. I'm very sorry that you're going through that. Truly I am, whatever it is. But in my mind, it's the answer to the first question. Is that mine? No. Okay. Do I have the power to fix it? I do not. I am not available. But I'm sending you love and light, because I do not have the power to fix that. That is not mine. And if I fix it, then I have taken them off their path and I have put them on my path. And that's not their path. And them being on my path is not my path. Okay, so do I have the power to fix it? No. Now, if I do have the power to fix it, because sometimes we do I have the power to fix it? Did anybody ask me to fix it? Okay, so when I hold space for a girlfriend, my first question is, I know you need to vent. I know you need to get this out, and I am here for you. How do you want me to show up for you? Am I the friend that you're just listening to and you're just going to tell me all the stuff? Or do you want me to offer solutions and suggestions? Because if she doesn't want that, I don't want to overstep. That may not be what she needs. Because we've talked so many times about the butterfly coming out of the cocoon and being able to fight its way out of the little tiny hole in the chrysalis to be able to get out. And it is only that struggle that allows the butterfly to fly free. And if we are assisting and making it easier, then the butterfly is not going to be capable of living the life that it was designed to live. So we must resist that temptation. And as empaths, we have this tendency, and especially as strong people of light, we have this tendency to jump in there and want to fix it. I know what to do. Let me help you with that. And then we wonder why people are constantly coming to us with all their stuff. Stop doing that. For your own peace of mind, stop doing that. Okay? And so we say, is this my problem, situation, conundrum, whatever it is? If it is, then I'll handle it. Then I got this. Do I have the power to fix it if it's mine? Yes or no? If I do, all right, I got to deal with that. If I don't have the power to fix it, do I know who I can go to for help? Do I know where I can go for help? That is important. And then the third one, did anybody ask me to fix this? Well, if it's mine, then, I better need to fix it, right? So I would have been the one who asked me to fix this. Or it might have been, my kids, let's say, make dinner, or, can you give me money because they drive. So it's like, all they need from me anymore is just food and money. So do I have the power? Did anybody ask me to fix it? Yes. Can I move money for you? Give you money? Okay. So is this my problem? But so when it is not your problem, and the answer to question number one, okay, my walls, my gentle, loving, self-protecting walls that are not velvet covered bricks, they are not made of concrete, they are not prison walls, but it is a wall of any element that you choose. Could be butterflies, fire, flies, could be water, could be seashells, could be anything that you want. You put up this bubble of protection, this wall of protection, and in my mind, it happens so fast. It is like those doors in Star Trek. Okay, I have boys, they're 19 and 22. We got a lot of Star Trek, Star Wars stuff that goes on in my house. So when they open those doors in Star Wars, it goes pew, pew, those doors. And Star Trek, the doors go whoosh, whoosh. So I like the Star Wars doors. And I think to my mind, shields up. And it is like pew, pew. Okay, it is that fast because I don't need to wait and be like, okay, let me find my crystal. Let me say a little thing. Please protect me. I don't have to put the bubble. Okay, no, it is done. The bubble is up. I am protected. I don't want to hear what this energy is. I don't want to feel that. I don't want to, I'm not connected. That is not mine. I do not need to know. Done. Okay, and so, okay, case in point, we have Justice Ginsburg's passing is very poorly well, no passing is poorly timed. Every passing is exactly when it is meant to happen. But it is a challenging time if you are a liberal voter in the United States of America, if you are looking for an administration change to come November, and now here is a vacancy on the Supreme Court. And there is a hypocrisy, a battle of words that happened, before the 2016 election, where the Republicans said, nope, we're not going to hold a vote. It's too close to an election. And now here we are, this close to an election, and they're like, we have to vote, of course. And so there is this double standard that is going on. And so there are many, many people that are just flipping out. And I don't want to be invested in that energy. It is, it's hard not to overstep with your kids if you are, well, Jewish mamas too, Maria, Jewish mamas too. I think any ethnic mama has the ability to get in there. Especially right now, my kids are living at home because of the pandemic, so they're here. So for me, I mourn the passing of Justice Ginsburg, and I am loving learning so much more about her. We had seen the movie, a couple months back, and I just really am loving all these tributes and all of these things that are so honoring her life. But for me personally, am not choosing to get all involved in the panic of the situation. I believe in doing what we can do to make our voices be heard. But in the end, is it my problem? Yeah, it is, because this will affect how our country goes forward. Is there something I can do about it? Okay, yeah, there's things I can do, and so I'm doing them. And did anybody ask me? Yeah, some people, a lot of our friends, we're all talking about what we can do. And so we're being involved, but there is the shield, the wall up, to say, I'm not letting that energy of panic and fear and paranoia and frustration and anger, I don't need any of that in order to deal with the first three questions. I don't need any of that. And that's a choice to be able to say, I hear you. I hear your frustration. I hear your sadness. I hear your fear. I'm sending you a lot of love and light. Because it's not mine. I can't fix it. They didn't ask me to fix it because I can't nominate somebody to the Supreme Court. Okay, so it's just an example. Okay, it's just an example. I was not trying to be political, but it's just an example of something very large that's happening in my country, of how people are throwing their emotions and their energy all over the place right now on both sides of the political spectrum. It is everywhere. It is like watching, it's raining Skittles, just stuff's going everywhere. There was a meatballs. It's raining meatballs. So it was a kid movie a while back. And all stuff just started falling out of the sky, and that's kind of how it feels. And it's going to feel that way. We've talked about this, that it's going to feel that way for a while. That fall was going to be tough, and I had said that. I said fall was going to be tough. Emotions are going to get higher. It's going to get darker and angrier, and especially we've got the equinox coming in. It's gonna get, so the days are gonna get shorter. The darker is coming, and there's all of this energy, but then there will be the calm, and to remember that all of these things are happening because they're supposed to be happening. And the countries, all countries, they have pendulums. They have pendulums, and they will spin. And thank you, Claudia with a Chance of Meatballs. That is exactly the movie I was thinking of. And people survive. And when the country swings back liberal, the conservatives will be unhappy and they will survive. And when the country swings conservative, the conservatives will be happy and the liberals will be unhappy and they will survive. And everybody will move forward. And it will hopefully not be the end of the world as we know it, and for you REM fans. And at the same time, even when we look at things like the world wars, those countries moved forward. It was not easy, but those countries healed and they moved forward and they evolved. So we are in the transformation so much that it is so important that not that we acquiesce and that we just give in and go, oh, well, that's what's going on. So I just, let it happen. That's not what I'm saying. Having our energy continue to be aligned with love and light rather than absorbing all this anger and frustration that's coming at us, we fill ourselves with love and light, and the love and gratitude energy is truly the strongest energy on the planet. It is the strongest energy in the universe, is that of love and gratitude. And when we can radiate love and gratitude, because even in the midst of pandemic, even in the midst of the crisis of the American Senate with Ruth Bader Ginsburg and the panic of the election and the fires in California and the fires in the Amazon, the fires in Australia, which blessedly are out, and hurricanes are coming. I heard they're tracking Tropical Storm Beta. You know how they get to Beta? They ran out of letters in the alphabet this year. So global warming. And so with all of these things, it is so easy to get sucked into the energy of panic and anger and frustration and hate and resentment and da-da-da-da. And then we look at things like this. Now, Instagram, I apologize, you're not going to be able to see this, but we look at things like this. And there is a kitten sleeping on my desk. Okay? How can you not? Let me see Instagram. Can I? It's going to get wobbly here. Hang on a second. Hang on, Instagram. Oh. Uh-oh. There. Can you see? There's a kitchen. See all of that? I woke him up. All right. So when you have that, we are reminded to be filled with love and gratitude. We are reminded to be filled with love and light. And that love is the most powerful emotion and energy of the universe. And that love can move mountains. And when we stay in that place, we can repel all of the crazy. And we don't have to absorb it. And I'm not saying all the other people are crazy. I'm saying the crazy energy, okay? We don't have to absorb it. It is a choice. It is totally our choice. And if you feel like it's overwhelming and you are absorbing it against your will, go outside and stand in the grass. And hopefully you're not someplace where it's snowing. And even if you're standing in the grass in the snow boots, you're still standing in the grass. But go outside and get into nature. Touch the trees. You've heard me talk about touch the trees, touch the trees. Touch the trees with your non-dominant hand. Okay, your dominant hand is your outgoing energy. You send energy to others out into the universe from your dominant hand. I'm left-handed, so for me it's the left hand. Your incoming hand is your non-dominant hand. So when you want to touch the trees and you want to touch the earth and you want to receive that energy and you want to receive that knowledge and that reassurance and that grounding, you do that with your non-dominant hand. And we have chakras in our palms. We have chakras in our fingertips. Okay, so we have chakras all through here to really put your palm on the tree and then put your fingertips in there and just absorb the beautiful energy that comes from the trees and from the ground. So, Maria, I want to address your comment that it's hard to not overstep with your kids, even as adults. So, when we moved here from Los Angeles, my family moved here shortly after we moved here. And so now we are all living in the same city for that's the first time that had happened since my sister and I were adults. And so my sister and my nephew are here. My mother and father are all living in Central Florida. And hi, Robin. And I really, having now a much more, constant exposure and opportunity to spend time with my parents, I really had to, even at 40 and 50 years old, had to create those boundaries with my mom. And I would say to her, I would just put up my hands. I'd say, I'm 40, not 4. And she would get the message. Now I have to say 50 now, not 5. And from that, I learned with my own kids to be able to trust them and to get to know them as adults. And yes, I'm still their mother. And yes, I still say stuff that especially they're living in the house right now, that they, roll their eyes at me. And I say, hey, but I'm grateful for the relationship we're able to build. But I have asked my own mother for respect as an adult. And I have put boundaries up, quite literally 5, not 50, not 5. And I have put up boundaries that have been converted into a visual signal that she'd be like, okay, she sees my hand and she's like, okay. And my kids have seen it and they do the same with me. And we are building those bridges and we're building the boundaries as well. And there are times when my kids are doing stuff and I'm like, okay, well's up. I just don't want to hear about it. I just don't even know. Because, I got boys. So, all right. So lots of things about boundaries and about dealing in relationships that really felt led to share with you today. Hi, Ursula. Please make sure you go back and watch because a lot of what we were talking about was instigated by the question that you had asked me earlier. So I hope you have the opportunity to go back and watch. So we're going to grab the cards And I want to invite you to get your questions ready, because we'll take a look at the cards, and then we'll take a couple of questions as well. Yeah, my patience level with my parents have, as they've gotten older, Maria, has gone way up. My dad just turned 80, and I look at all these people every single day. Somebody, dies, and they say the age that the person was, and I think to myself, I love my parents. I'm grateful I still have them in my life every single day, and I know that my patience level has really gone up with my parents as I have become very keenly aware that I don't really know how much more time that we would have with them. Your dad is 91. That is fantastic. Ruth Bader Ginsburg was 87. Somebody else that just passed away was 81. And so every time I think to myself, okay, just be grateful for all the time. So every time my mom calls to tell me that she can't, use some electronic app or phone or whatever, I'm just like, okay, we're gonna work it out. So I'm grateful, and that has really shifted my relationship with my parents as well, because love and gratitude are the most powerful energies of the universe. So and often the answer to the questions with my parents is, is this my problem? Well, no, but they're making it my problem. Do I have the power to fix it? Yes, I did. Usually it is. And are they asking? Yes, of course. And so they, and that's the deal with parents, right? That's the deal with parents. So, okay, are we ready? This is our goddess that is with us today, is Parvati. Parvati. So we're going to, I forgot my glasses today. So we're going to muddle through without glasses. Let's see. Parvati. She is and she is the goddess of devotion. Devotion. She's the goddess of devotion. And this is not devotion to her. This is devotion to us. This is devotion to our true self and protecting our own nature and protecting our own energy. I love that, we are, seriously, I will talk to you with information that they pour into my head that falls out my mouth. And then I pull up a card that validates everything that we've just said, because I can't, hi, Wendy. I can't make this stuff up. My mom was technologically challenged. Yeah, City Slickers movie with Billy Crystal Robin, where the cows could program the VCR. Yeah, we use that reference to my parents a lot. Like, still can't program the VCR. So, okay, so we have Maria is setting up a nonprofit for kids with disabilities. Can you tell me something about that? Okay, let's hold on to that for a second. And so let's talk about Parvati, that we have. The true commitment comes from wholehearted living in body, mind, and spirit. When the Hindu goddess Parvati rises up to greet you, she is acknowledging you for your sincere devotion to personal growth. So, Maria, this is a very positive sign for you, for sure. With the world in so much turmoil, it is not easy to devote yourself to higher knowledge and strong faith. But if you are to serve others by being a bearer of love, compassion, and light, then you must recommit yourself every day to unwavering in your devotion, as Parvati was to Shiva in her goal of bringing peace to the world. So if you are embarking on something, Maria, that is going to bring peace and light to the world, you are in golden light with that, because she is absolutely the card about empowerment and about bringing light and love, more light and love to the world. So if that is where you are being led to create a nonprofit organization, I want to tell you, my friend, that the lights are green. Okay, so PT, we will try and do a couple spirit messages. I don't do mediumship on here because there's so many of you and we go so quickly. But we do have a Psychic Medium Squares event coming up later this month. Robin, may I ask if you can look that up? And we will be doing psychic work and mediumship work with some of the most amazing psychics and mediums as well. If mediumship comes through, I always will take it, but I don't generally do mediumship on Mondays in our live. But if you have a specific question, PT, definitely put it in the chat. I would love to answer that for you if I can. So Soul Family. soul family, and we had this card show up again last week, so that to remind us to stay connected to those who fill our soul, and staying connected to those who fill our cup and lift us up, not the ones who suck out the energy. Okay, so we have to choose those. Oh, yes. Yes, thanks, Robin. Sorry, I don't know where you're moving, but I heard it in my head loud and clear. Yes, you are. So if that was the question of should I or should I not, the answer is yes, my friend PT. So fill yourself up, fill your circle with people who fill you up, not the people who are going to suck out your energy. If you're having energy vampires around you, move, put up your boundaries, move, not necessarily move like PT, but move away from them and put up the boundaries, because you don't need to be feeling that energy of people who are going to pull energy out of you. You want to surround yourself with people who are going to put energy into you and help be compatible with your energy. Is going to lift, that you rise together. We talk about the cavitation in the water all the time, that if I drop my pebble in the water over here and you drop your pebble in the water over here, and we get the rings that make the water, and then eventually they bump into each other and they cavitate and they make bigger rings. Okay, so this is all about choosing to fill your circle and your soul family with people who are going to lift you up, and then having also that choice of how we handle people, because we all have people in our lives that are not lifting us up. we just do. That's just life. And so having the people in our life that aren't lifting us up, how do we handle that? And we go back to the 3 questions, right? And so our next question is the crumbling. What are you clinging on to? The crumbling. So what are those things, those relationships, those things that you are holding on to that no longer serve you? And that has been so much about the releasing of this new moon in Virgo, of letting go of those things and shifting those relationships, allowing those relationships to shift because they're no longer serving your highest purpose. And so I love that this is almost looks like the gates that are opening with the thunder and the lightning, but there's this beautiful paradise on the other side. So what are we still holding on to? Because so often we're holding on to these things of what we think it should look like in order to go forward, and then we don't let go of those things, and when we let go of them, something better will come to us. And so we see that so much with what's going on in our planet right now, that people are trying to say, when will we get back to normal? And we're never going back to normal. There's never going to be a world without COVID. There's never going to be a world that COVID didn't shift. And we're never going to be back to what we were. We're going to go forward to something different. And by letting go of the expectation of when are we going to go back, we move forward into something better. Now, that doesn't make it's going to be easy and better instantly. We're going to walk through the muck for a while, and that's where we are. We're walking through the muck, but when we get to the other side, it's going to be something better. Now, there's always going to be those people who are going to choose to lament and say, thank you, Robin, so much. There's always going to be those two. That's right, Ursula, we never go backwards. However, we look back to learn. And there's always going to be that grumpy Gus that's going to say, why can't it be like the good old days? And not find blessing in the current situation. But if you look for blessings in any situation, even the most difficult, we may not be able to see the blessing in that moment. But if we look forward, if we look for it with time, we will see the blessing in every situation, even if it feels like it just sucks balls right at that time. Loss, we've seen so much loss, and loss is so difficult to deal with. But in time, there are blessings that come from it or through it. There are blessings that come from everything if we are willing to look. So what is it that we are still holding on to, that we are clinging on to, that we're not being willing to let go of, that will move us forward and allow us to move forward into a better space, to something better? Because remember, they can see so much more than what we can see. They're seeing the front of the picture. I think I've explained this before, where they're seeing the front of the picture, the front of the beautiful tapestry, and we're looking at it like this. And so they're seeing how it's supposed to look. And on the back, we're looking at it, and it's just the back side of the tapestry. It's a mess. If you've ever looked at a tapestry or a needlepoint, the front of it is this beautiful image, and on the back of it is threads and knots and all kinds of stuff going everywhere. And we're looking at the back. We're looking at the back of that, and the front, the beautiful picture is up there, and we're looking up like this. Okay, so to be able to have that understanding that there is always a blessing in everything. PT, if you are, I feel like this is a big move. This is not just I want to move out of my house. I feel like this is a big move. I almost feel like you're moving to another country, for sure another city. And if this is truly what you want to do, and I feel like it is, and I'm looking over here because this is where your comment is, and if this is truly what you want to do, and if you allow the universe to help you, then the means will be provided. And so I want to encourage you to really think about, is this what I want to do? And if it is, to be able to ask the universe, how can you help me to make this happen? And you will be amazed. I welcome the universe's assistance in my life to help make this happen. And you will be amazed of how this can shift and move you through into being able to put this together just piece at a time, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just lining up when you allow the universe to help you, if it is truly what you want to do. So, hi Debbie, hi Sarah. All right, so then we have Sisterhood of the Rose, Beauty and Devotion, Priestess, Mystic, and Teacher. Now I want to say that this was in alignment. I want to grab the book for this. So this was in alignment position, which means it was upside down, okay, which does not mean a bad thing. It just means it was upside down, which makes us want to pay a different kind of attention to the message, because sometimes the message is that we're not doing something instead of that we are doing it. Or that we shouldn't do it instead of we should. And so again, I apologize that I forgot to grab my glasses before I did this. And this is going to be challenging. Okay, so Sisterhood of the Rose is the lineage of the priestesses and the mystics who dedicated their lives to serving humanity and seeding light consciousness all over the earth. I promise I can read, I just can't see. There is a cross-section of ancient beings, ancient lineages, and it is the path to devotion and beauty. Walking this path means being devoted to seeing and creating beauty wherever you go. Okay, so what I want to say about this, because it came in alignment, is not to forget. So we're talking about looking for the blessings. So I have to take a look in the book and then hear what they're trying to tell me about this card, because it's in alignment. And what they're talking about is remembering to see the blessings, which is what we saw before. So this is the Sisterhood of the Rose, Beauty and Devotion, Priestess, Mystic, Teacher. So let's remember that we have the ability to be the teacher for other people, and we have the ability to bring people with us, to bring them to the light. This is why I keep saying how grateful I am that we're building this community of light on the Facebook page. We're at 715 people, which is amazing. And it isn't about build me up, it's about build us up. And it is so much about building this community of love and light. We are creating our sisterhood and brotherhood of the rose. We are creating this. And so I'm so grateful for you on Instagram and on Facebook when you are sharing these videos and sharing my pages and recommending me to your friends, not because, gimme, but it is about the love and the gratitude, because they are the most powerful engines of the universe. And the more people who are following pages like mine are the more people who are stepping themselves into the light. And that's what we're looking for. Follow my page, follow someone else's page that's like mine. Step into the light, embrace that. Remember that you are also the teacher and you are also the priestess. You don't have to follow with blind devotion to someone else, but see the beauty, choose to see the beauty and the blessings around us. Choose to share those with the other people around you. That is what is so important, is bringing people together. And so knowing that we have Devotion comes up again. Okay, so devotion came first with our very first card, our goddess, with the Goddess Power Oracle from Colette Berry Reed. I always like to pull a goddess to see who's helping us and guiding us today. And we have Parvati, who is the goddess of devotion, which comes exactly in with the Sisterhood of the Rose, which is all about devotion and faith and being reminded of the beauty and making sure that we are staying on the path to the light, that we are not holding on to things that no longer serve us. We're not holding on to people that no longer serve us. We're not holding on to situations, and we are setting those boundaries by using our 3 questions. And we're saying, is this my situation? Do I have the power to fix the situation? Did anybody ask me to fix the situation? Because if it is not my situation, the shields go up. I send you love and light, and I pray for you, and I have confidence that you will handle it, and that the universe will make it all work out for your highest and best good. And I release it because it is not mine. And if I have the power to fix it, but you did not ask me to fix it, that is not mine. And so again, how do you want me to show up for you? To be able to say, am I here to be a sister and a friend? Am I here to be a sounding board, to just listen and hold space? Or am I here to be, to offer suggestions? And what is it that you are asking for? Because until I know what it is that you need from me, the door doesn't open until I have the right door. Oh, okay, we're going to do this. Great. We're going to open the right door for you. Okay. Because I no longer am going to say, oh, something, here I am, all of me, take all of me, because that's energetic drain. And that's where we set ourselves up for people to say, oh, all of you, great. And they siphon it all off. And we don't need to be that way. And so we live open. And as we come up against someone that's having a challenge and wants to latch onto us with a cord or an energy sucker, we say, okay, wait a minute, shields up, and we protect ourselves right away. And whatever element you want to put in your shields, and we're going to be teaching so much about this in our empathic empowerment class that's coming. So excited to start filming this class and get this all released for you all. And it is so much about building that shield and learning to control it and learning to work with it. Butterflies, fire, water, air, avatar, whatever. So be able to put those shields up so fast that you don't even have to think about it. It's just second nature. When someone comes into your energy and you are not invited them and you're not receptive to that, to be able to just be like, back up. What you need? 3 questions. Is it mine? Do I have the power to fix it? Did anybody ask me to fix it? What do I need? What role do I need to play here? And what role am I willing to play here? Okay. And so we protect ourselves by learning how to manage our energy, and we align ourselves with the people in our soul family, and we bring others with us along the way. And it is so powerful when we can teach by our example someone who has been, I never want to say doing it wrong, but someone who has been using their energy in the wrong way or in a way that's not beneficial, and we can bring them into the light, and we can see how to do things better and how to use love and gratitude as the most powerful forces of the universe. It shifts people, because then we can see people literally letting go of anger and choosing love. We hold on to so much anger and resentment for the past that does not serve us. It has no benefit. We can't go back and fix it. We can energetically go back and realign it and shift it in Akashic records, but we can't change physically what happened. We can change how we energetically deal with it and how we react to it and what energy we carry forward from it. And remember that the energy of love and gratitude is truly the most remarkable things, is the engine of the universe. And when we have that, we can truly shift anything that we need to for ourselves and for our world. The more of us that are rowing that boat, we all row this boat together. This planet Earth, we all row this boat together. So I hope, and all the things that are happening are part of that cosmic evolution. I don't necessarily believe it's cosmic plan. I don't think that the master of the universe wrote the script that said, this is what's going to happen. But it is part of our cosmic evolution, for sure. So we are all part of that. And keeping the side of light, fighting and rising and loving and using our powers for good is so incredibly important. Don't get caught up in the drama. Don't get caught up in the anger and the frustration. Stay in the light. Know that RBG left the earth on the Erev Rosh Hashanah for a reason, so that she could do more good from the other side than she was going to be able to do by staying here. It's all going to be okay. So, he was a good friend, so wise now, his memory. I'm going to start us. Maria, I am so excited for this. I think that is such an amazing thing that you're doing to honor his legacy. I think that is such a fantastic thing. PT gratitude is grace, 100%, 100%. My friends, thank you so much for joining and spending some time with me today. I am always so honored and humbled to have you feel that it is worth it to spend some time with me on a Monday afternoon. I am so incredibly grateful. Please to continue to share, to like this pages and share with your friends. Let's continue to build our communities of light. As we grow on the Facebook page, when we reach 750 followers, we're going to give away another reading. We will give another reading away. We will do something on Instagram also. When we get to, I think, 500, we'll give away a reading for somebody on Instagram as well. So we're just trying to expand our group and share. I love that. Live long and prosper. I love it. And continue to bring people to the lights. The light side. The light side. There was a bumper sticker one time that said, "Come to the light side. We have cookies." Actually, I really think it said the dark side, but you know, we want to bring people into the light. Have a blessed week. I can't wait to see you next Monday. We will be back here on Wednesday night for meditation. Please feel free to join us Wednesday night at 7 o'clock Eastern. And thank you so much for joining us. Have a fabulous, blessed, light-filled week. Mwah.